Hello somebodies, welcome to today's tutorial. My name is Precious, but my students call me Auntie P. So on today's tutorial, we're going to be learning how to take accurate body measurement. So if you're ready, I am ready. Let's dive into it. So the first thing first we're taking is the shoulder measurement. Now, how to take the shoulder measurements? Measure the shoulder from the back. Measure the shoulder from the back. So to take shoulder measurements, you can either measure from one edge of the shoulder, that is, there's always a dent on your shoulder, so you can notice where the shoulder and the arms are joined together. So you can measure from there, from that point, across to the other one. Do you understand? Or you can take it from the nape, which is the middle of the back of your neck, to the edge of your shoulder. Now, as another way you can also take a shoulder measurement, you can measure from the edge of the neck. From the edge of this neck, you can measure to the edge of the shoulder. So that is why when you see someone sending a shoulder of 4 inches, 4.5, 5 inches, it is not wrong. It means it was just measured from the edge of the neck to the edge of the shoulder. Sorry. Now, the next thing we're going to measure is our across back chest. Now when we start drafting, you will hear across back and across chest. So across back is measured across the middle of your armhole. You measure from one edge of it to the across to the other side of it. I hope you can see what I'm trying to do. So this is your across back. For my mannequin, the across back for my mannequin here is 12. Okay, so the next thing we're taking, the next measurement we're taking on the back here is our back length. The back length is measured from the nape to the curviest part of the back. Now if you look at the back, it's not straight. It is sliding in. There's a point that is the defect, and then it is coming out back to give height to the buttocks. So the nape is called your back length. So this is our back length. Now the next thing we are measuring is we're taking the bust measurement. Now the bust is a circumferential measurement. It is measured around the highest part or the fullest part of the bust. So you should only have about one finger in between the tape and your body, and it shouldn't be too tight. So you measure it, and then the tape at the back has to be straight. It has to be straight. So you measure around this, and then you get your bust. My mannequin's bust is 36. The next thing we are measuring is our across chest. Remember, we took across back at the back. Now we are taking the same thing at the front. Okay, the arc of the middle of your armhole, you measure across from one point here to the other point here is your across chest. So for my mannequin, it's 12. From one edge to the other is your across chest. Are we clear on that? Now the next measurement we are taking is our bust span. The bust span is measured from the edge of the neck to the highest point of the bust. I hope you can see what I'm doing. To the highest point of the bust. So this is your bust span. This bust span is 10. Now the next thing we're taking is we're measuring the bust point, which is we're measuring from the highest point of one bust to the highest point of the other bust. So we place our tape this way, and you measure your half length. You place your tape where the neck intersects with the shoulder. So you measure from that point down to the natural. Don't put your tape like this. It's wrong. Put your tape through the eye. Let it pass through the highest point of the bust. Okay, down to the curviest part of the waist. Okay, now to take the waist measurement, you measure around where your half length stopped. Now, when you're taking your body measurement, make sure you communicate with your customer, or make sure you communicate with the person you're measuring, so that you can know actually what you're measuring, what they like, what they don't like. If they like their waist cinched, if they want it firm, they want it comfortable, they want it loose. every person with their level of comfort. So always note that and always communicate with your customer. Okay, so after you take your waist measurement round, the next one we are measuring is the hip. So we'll come here, the fullest part around the buttocks. Okay, the fullest part, you place your tape, the fullest part around the buttocks and the hip. Make sure that the tape can go up and slide down easily. It shouldn't be tight, it shouldn't be too clinchy, just not too loose either, but it should be comfortable. So make sure it can slide up and still slide down easily. So I want to take the sleeve measurement. Wherever your sleeve, wherever your shoulder measurement stops, that's where you place your tape, and then you measure your sleeve from there. Now, if you notice, me keeping my hand, just dropping my hand is not straight like this. My hand is a bit like on a natural, without you being conscious, your hand doesn't just stay straight. There is a way it angles. So I think my mannequin's hand is angled in a similar way. So when you are taking your sleeve measurement, you follow the shape, the angle of this hand. If you're measuring someone, let's say this is a mannequin and it's so difficult asking them to fold their hand. Now let me use this side. So I'll measure from where my shoulder stops. I'll follow the curve of the hand. Can you see? I hope you can see what I'm doing. Follow the curve of the hand to the wrist. That is if I'm measuring for long sleeve. And if I'm measuring for short sleeve, I'll measure to wherever the client says it's fine. If I'm measuring for 3/4, I'll measure through the elbow part to wherever my desired length stops. Now, wherever your length of your sleeve stops, measure around those particular points to get your round sleeve. Now for the 3/4, wherever 3/4 stops, measure round. It shouldn't be tight, it shouldn't be too loose. Okay, to get your round sleeve. Same thing for the wrist. Now when you're taking the round sleeve measurement for the wrist, always consider that the arm has to go through that part. Okay, so consider the folding of the arm before you measure it so small. Then the upper arm, you measure the upper arm, that is the part before the armpit, very close to the armpit. That is the biggest part of the arm. So measure around that part, because when you are drafting your sleeve, you're going to use that portion for your sleeve drafting. So that is that for measuring the sleeve, round sleeves, and the upper arm measurement. So we're taking the vertical measurements from the waist down. Now, to get your vertical measurements from the waist, always remember to put your tape from the natural waistline, which is the curviest part of the waist. Now, the measurement we are taking now is the waist to hip. The waist to hip is measured from the natural point of the waist to the highest point of the hip. Sorry, I'm wearing loose clothes. To the highest point of the hip. And for my mannequin here is 9. Remember, I said some people are more elongated from the waist down than they are from the waist up. So my mannequin is more elongated from the waist down. So the natural hip for this mannequin is 9 inches. Now after that, we are taking our waist to knee. You're still leaving your tape through at the natural waistline, and you're measuring to on top of your knee. Okay, on top of the knee. On top of the knee for my mannequin is 24. Now there are some waist to knee. Just note on top of your knee measurement, so that if you need to subtract for some other designs, you would know how many inches you need to subtract. Sorry. So waist to knee 24. Then the next measurement is the waist to floor. Still from the natural waistline down to the floor. Now, after you touch the floor, you can ask your client how many more inches they would like to be added to the garment. So my 1, 2, so my 1, 3, so my 1, as much as flowy as they want it. You just measure it together. So that's that for the vertical measurement from the waist down. So the next measurement we're taking is the under bust measurement. Now the under bust measurement is measured from the shoulder, the neck edge, through the highest point of the bust to under the bust. Okay, not like this, it has to be like this. Okay, to the under part of the bust. So now wherever your under bust measurement stops, if it's someone that is wearing if you're measuring someone, it should be just after their bra iron, where their bra wire, where you can feel their bra wire, that is their under bust. Okay, now wherever the under bust stops, that is where you measure round to get your under. It has to go round, and you just have to have only one finger in between the tape and the body. I hope you understand what I'm saying. So that is how to take your under bust measurement and then your round under bust measurement. Now the next thing we have to measure is the round shoulder. The round shoulder is measured. It helps the person to drop their arms by their sides, not attention, but just relax their arms by their sides, and then you measure through their cross chest. You measure through their cross chest, through the arms, and through their cross back. Let me show you. You measure it this way. Okay? It's a circumferential measurement. It goes round. Okay? It goes through their cross chest. You have your cross chest measured, you have their cross back measured, and you have the top of your arms measured. This measurement is used when you're making garments like off shoulder. You're making asymmetric tops that has maybe the other side of the arm is off shoulder. Now when you have their round shoulder measurement and then you subtract your across chest and your across back from it, whatever is left, you will share it into two for the two arms. So that will help you know what you're supposed to use as the wideness of your top. So by the time you finish making the garment, even without the client wearing it, as far as you have your measurement for the round shoulder, it will fit. It will fit automatically. It will fit automatically. Okay, so that is that for today's body measurement. As we go along, and then we have newer topics, and then we have new or any more measurement we need to add on every tutorial, I will add it to it so that you will understand better. For now, this is the basic measurement that you need for your basic block and your basic skirts. So until I see you again, please like this video, subscribe, share, and stay happy and be blessed. Bye-bye.